Hello students, welcome to today's lesson. And today we're going to find the midpoint of a line, okay? So sort of like if you are standing on a number line and you're right over here, and let's just say 4, that's where you are. And then your buddy is over here, and let's say your buddy is, I don't know, let's say 16. All right, you go, okay, so where's the middle? You guys want to meet in the middle because you don't want to walk more than your friend, or your friend don't want to walk more than you. So you want to find, hey, where is the middle? Like, where are we gonna meet? Okay, so to do that, all you have to do is just add them up and divide by 2. So you go something. Okay, so let's add those two. 4. You're at 4. I'm at 16. Add, divide by 2. You will get, let's see, 20 divided by 2. So this is at 10. My bad, 10. All right, there you go, 6 and then 6. So you go 6 miles down, 6 miles up, and you meet at 10. All right, so that's all we're gonna do today, okay? So I'll just go with the first one. And let's just say, for example, now earlier it was just one coordinate, just an x. This is an x and a y. So when you're finding distance, there's always like an x and a y because you want to know, what's the exact location, okay? So anyway, so just say that this is the point here. You're gonna have this on your assignment where you see a point, 2 points on a graph. You just have to find it. Oh, okay, this is -5 and 5 going up, -5 and 5. And this one here is 2, 1, 2, and -5. Okay, so find the points, write it down like this, and then find the midpoint. Okay, again, find the midpoint. Let's do the x first. Okay, so these are your x right there. Okay, so all you have to do is just write it like this. Okay, go, okay. So if I add those two and divide by 2, so -5, I like to do a big plus sign because I know I'm going to add those two, and then a +2. And if I divide by 2, that's going to give me my x, okay? It's going to give me my x. So, but anyway, I don't need to write that. I just write comma, all right? Comma. And then these are my y's here. That's my y1, y2, but you don't have to write that part down. So again, if I add those two and divide by 2, that will give me the midpoint of my y, okay? So 5 plus -5 divided by 2, okay? And my final answer, I'll just write the answer here. You could just do it in your head. -5 plus 2 is -3. -3 divided by 2 will give me -1.5. Leave it as a fraction. That's a little bit easier. This one here is 0 divided by 2 is 0. And there you go. That's my midpoint right there. All right? Like -1.5. So -1.5 is over here. And then 0. Anyway, the midpoint's somewhere there. Okay. That's bad graph. Ignore that. All right, let's go ahead and do number 2. Okay, so same thing. That's my x. That's my y's. Okay, so let's find a midpoint. All right. All right, so I'm going to add these two again. So -1 plus -6 divided by 2. -6 plus 5 divided by 2. And my final answer is going to be, let's take a look. This is -7 divided by 2. That gives me -3.5. And then this one here is -1 over 2. And then that's my final answer. So that's the midpoint, okay? Now, when you see a decimal like this, and again, no worries, you could use a calculator. Again, let's go and find my x and my y. Again, you want to find the midpoint of the x first. So you get 3.1 plus, this one here is -0.52 divided by 2. And then my y's, -2.1 plus -0.6 divided by 2. Again, you could use your calculator to speed things up. That's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so that's be 3.1 minus 0.52, and then I'm gonna divide that by 2. All right, so my first answer is gonna be 1.29. It's a positive. This one here, I'm gonna add those two since they're both negative. So 2.1 plus 0.6, divide that by 2. I'm gonna have a -1.35. That's my midpoint right there. All right. All right, for our final part, this should be example 2, my bad. But anyway, our final part is what happened if you already know the midpoint, okay? So you already know the middle line, and they gave you one of this one here. They want to know, hey, where's the end point? Where's the other end point, okay? So this is a little bit trickier, but as you know, okay, that if you add those two endpoints, it's gonna give you your midpoint, okay? So why don't we just do that real fast and just think about it. So this is your x, this is your y, and these are your answer to your x and y. Okay, so again, one more time. If you add this one here plus the other midpoint, okay, and we don't know that midpoint, let's call that one x. All right, you know that then you divide by 2 is going to give you 5. All right, and it's the same thing for the other one, right? So again, if you add 5 plus the other endpoint, let's call it y. Oops, my bad. And then if you divide it by 2, that's going to give you 1. We just learned that just right now, okay? That you add the other two, the endpoints, divide by 2 will give you the midpoint, okay? But they already gave you the midpoint. All right, this one you could just solve. Oh, okay, I'm gonna multiply by 2. And then that would give me, cancel. That would give me 2 plus x is equal to 10. Subtract 2, x is equal to 8. Same thing for this one, multiply by 2. Pretty much multiply by 2 every single time, right? Anyway, cancel 5 plus y is equal to 2. Subtract 5, y is equal to negative 3. So my answer for this endpoint, and it's not a midpoint anymore, is 8 and negative 3. All right, let's do it again. All right, so again, this is my x and that's my y. So again, if you add the other endpoint, which is negative 6, you add the other one, you don't know what it is, we call it x, divide by 2, it's going to give me a 4. And finally, the other one, same thing, right? If you add 4 plus the other endpoint, y, divided by 2, that's going to give you 8. Okay, let's solve it again. Multiply by 2. Cancel. Negative 6 plus x is equal to 8. Add 6, x is equal to 14. All right, multiply by 2, you can give me 4 plus y is equal to 16. Subtract 4, cancel, y is equal to 12. All right, that is it. Please show your work so I know that you know how to do these problems, and that's it, and have a great day.